Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's hard level difficulty puzzle. And it's called Coordinate Arrows Arrows by Damo89 or Damo89. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Um, let's get to the rules. We have normal Sudoku rules apply, which means place the digits 1 through 9 once each in every row, column, and 3 by 3 box. We also have doublers, where 9 cells in the grid are doublers, 1 in each row, column, and 3 by 3 box, and each containing a different digit. The value of a doubler cell is double the digit in that cell. So for example, say this was a doubler. Then this would be basically a value of 6 instead of 3. And those are examples of how doublers work. And finally, we have coordinate arrows, where values on an arrow spell the coordinates for the value that is their sum. The row value is on the start of the arrow, so on the and the column value is on the tip. So for example, if an arrow contained the values 1 and 5, then a 6 or a doubled 3 is placed in row 1, column 5. Huh. Each arrow indicates a different cell. So for example, like, yeah, again, we had 1 and 5 here. So 1 is on the start of the arrow and 5 is on the tip. That means in row 1, column 5, which it corresponds to the row, this being the row and this being the column, there has to have a value of 6, which could be 3 doubled or 6. So this could just be 3 doubled, or it could just be non-doubled 6. And that's an example of how coordinate arrows work. And again, each arrow indicates a different cell. So if we had a 1, 5 here, we could not have another 1, 5 in these sections here pointing to this cell, right? Each arrow is pointing to a different cell. So again, this must be the sum. Where the arrow points to must have the sum of these digits. Anyways, those are all the rules. If you like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay. This can be adding up to 2 with 1 and 1. These are 3. These are 4. So you have 4. Okay, so these are the all possible ones that you could have as coordinates. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This could be 10 here. You cannot have 11 because a digit doubled can only add up, can be only 10, 12, 14, 16, or 18 for those digits. So 11 is ruled out. Okay, hold up. Maybe just colors? I don't know. 10, 11 doesn't work. 12 are these coordinates, so 12 works. Then we have 14 here. This is 15, which doesn't work. 16 does. 17 and then 18. So the thing is, to get to the double tens, so you get to do a 10 in value, you have to have a doubled 5. So this cannot work for 10. That can't work for 10. Double 12 has to be specifically doubled 6s, so these could work as doublers. This can't be 12 because there is no row 12. So they cannot be on arrows for the cell that's being pointed at. So this cannot be 12. This can't be 12 because we don't have a row 12 and we don't have a column 12. Same with 14. So these can't be 14. These can't be 14 because they have a value of 7. And this can't be 16 for the same reason. So 16 could be there. 12 could be there. How many arrows? Okay, 8. 10 cannot work here for the same reasoning. 10 can't work here, and 10 cannot work here. Because we don't have a row 10. 9, though, is perfectly fine. That would be row 9. 9 cannot be here because of 9 in the column. 9 can't be here because of 9 in the row. This can't be 7 because of 7 in the column. 3 cannot be here because if this were 3, you can't get double of a value of a digit to get a 3 in value. And we have a 3 here. This can't be 5 because you can't have double of a value to get to 5. This can't be 5 for the same reasoning. Okay. Same with the 7, same with the 9. That's the reason why we eliminated those possibilities. How many arrows do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 arrows. And the interesting thing is... Okay. 9 has to be on one of these arrows in... Oh, it has to be in one of these arrows in box 6 and box 8. So that means 9 has to be either in a row or a column in 2 arrows. The only 2 arrows that work, or the only 2 cells that can be pointed to, are here and here. And this one. So if we have one of these 2, we have to have the other one be there. So this must be pointed at. And it has to be coordinate 1 and then 9. This would have to be 9 and 7. So this is guaranteed then to have a value of 10, so it must be a doubler also. So this is pointed at and it's a doubler, which it kind of makes sense, right? So therefore none of these can be doublers. None of these can be doublers, and we have a 5. We have 5 doubled, and there are no duplicates in doublers. So this cannot be 10. So that removes this as a possibility for 10. Therefore, this must be pointed at here and is a doubler. That eliminates doublers in the rest of the column and the row. So this is 8 doubled. We have an 8 doubled, and this is 5 doubled. That means this can't be 10 here. This cannot be doubled, so it can't be 2 anymore. Or can't be 12. Here, that means 8 has to be one of these. So 8 is going to be either here or here. Okay. 7 also has to be. So 7 could be here, or it's this one. So this cannot be doubled because it's a 5. Could be pointed at, though. Let's see. So then we either have 1 and 7. So we have a 9 here. We have a 7 here. Oh, it could be 7 and 9. Right? That is satisfied that. This could be 4 doubled. So 8 still could be there. So this has to have a 9 and an 8, which means one of these... So one of these is guaranteed to be 1 and 9. That means 8 can only be... cannot be any of these cells. And it has to be one of these. So it has to be 1 and 8 here. So this has to be 1, 8 as a pair. Which means this has to be cannot be 9 and 1. So this must be 9 and 1. So we're guaranteed a 7 here. So this must be 7 with 9. Adding up to this cell. So that's row 9, which means that's the first digit. So 9 would have to be one of these. And then 7 would have to be the arrow. Because that points to, that's the column value. We need another 7, though, pointing to either here or here. So this would guarantee not have... So this has to be row 1, column 9. So there has to be a 1 here. And again, this is 8 and 1 as a pair here. Because 8 can only be pointing to here or here. It could be pointing to both. We don't know, actually. Unlikely, but it's possible. Can this ever have a value of 9? This could be 8 and 1. That could work, certainly. 9... We have all the 9s we can do, right? None of these can be pointed at anymore. Because we have all the doublers. The doublers cannot be on arrows and have a value of 12 or 10 or more. So we have the 9 guaranteed here. We have a 9 guaranteed here. And those are all the 9s we can do. So we have row 9, column 7. And we have row 8 or 1, 8 and 1 are, it has to be here. Because those are the only cells that 8 can point to. None of these can be because this is adds up to 11, which is not double of anything, and these are all along arrows, so they can't be there. And this is, again, this would be, what, 17, which is not double anything. Same with this. This can't be because we have double 5 already. This key is 11. These are on arrows, arrows. This would be 8 and 7, which is 15, which is not double something, and this is on arrow. So therefore, 1 has to be with 8. Therefore, 9 here cannot be with 1. It has to be with the 7 here. So that means we have a 7 also pointing here. So we already have 9 and 7 here. We don't know what this is. This is 7 with something else. It could be 7 and 5, adding up to 12. That's possible. Or 7 and 1, adding up to 8. Oh, this can't be 8. So it cannot be 7 and 1, adding up to 8. So this is 7 and 9. This must then be row 7. So one of these is 7. And then this must be 5 to add up to 12. So this is guaranteed to be pointed at and is a doubler. So there's no more doublers here. So this is 6, which means this can't be pointed at anymore. It's 12. 7 has to be here. This can't be 7 and 5, though. So one of these is 7 and 5. 7 cannot be here or here because of 7's in the row. 7 can't be here because 7 in the column, so this is 7 there. Okay. This is 9. You cannot have another 9 here, so 9 has to be one of these two. This is 7, 9, and 1, 8. So this cannot be 1, 7, 8, 9, so it's 2 through 6 there. These have to be 1 through 6 here. So this can't be 5 because of 5 in the column. No 6 here because of 6 in the row. We can't have another... Oh, we could have another... No, can't have another 8. It must be pointing to 8 here or 8 here. So 8 has to be one of these two. 8 cannot be... So this cannot have 8, but this could be 8 here. 9 cannot be here, because if we had a 9 here, then it would have to have another 9 setting, which we can't have. Because we already have the doubled 5, we have the doubled 8, we have the doubled 6. Okay. Remaining digits in column 7 are 1 through 7, but no 5, because of 5 in the box. Let's see. Remaining digits. These can never be 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, and 9. 9 can never be one of these. This actually could be 8 here, though. No, it can't. If we had 8 here, it would have to necessarily be with 1, but then this would not be able to be the other 1, 8, because 1 couldn't be here and 8 couldn't be here. So we'd have to have 1 and 8 being there, which is not possible because 1 has to be on one side, 8 has to be on the other side. So this cannot be 8, which means we are guaranteed in column 9 and 8 here. So that means 1 has to be on the other side. So it's row 8, column 9 has to have, sorry, row 8, column 1 has to have a 9. So therefore, this must be pointed at. It's 9, and it's not a doubler because we have to have a value of 9, not a doubler. So one of these two is a doubler. This is 1 here, so this cannot be 1 here. This is 1 here, so these can't be 1 here. So where's the 1 in box 9? It has to be here. So this is 1 here. So we cannot have 2 and 1 because that points to a 3, which is already in the box. So no 2. It could be 3 and 1. Can it be 4 and 1? Yes. 5 and 1? Yes. 6 and 1 does not work. So 3 and 1, 4 and 1, or 5 and 1. Therefore, 1 eliminates 1 from being here. So this can't be 1, and this can't be 1. Two and 3 cannot add up to 5. Okay, so what are the possibilities? 2 could not work with 3, could work with 4 or 6. That's fine. Three could work with 2. Could work with 4 or could work with 6. That's fine. 4 could work with 2, 3, or 6 also. That's fine. Okay, 6 eliminates 6 from being there, so that can't be targeted. So we have 1 and 8 pointing to 1, so this can no longer be pointed at. Because if that would have to be 8. And that would be another 8 and 1 possibility. So 9 could be here, but it can't be... Well, it could still be pointed if it's here. That's possible. It could be 1 and 8 here. Okay. So we can never have 7 anymore on any arrow. Because we have all the ones we can point to there. Right? These are the doublers. This can't be 9, so cannot be pointed at. This can't be 8, so that can't be pointed at. This is already pointed. This cannot be 9, so it can't be pointed at. This can't be 8, so it can't be pointed at. So 7 can never appear on any other arrow. 6 could, certainly. One of these, and one of these. So how many other arrows do we have? So we have a 7, 9, a 9 here, and a 7. So this has to be 8, 9 with 2, 3, 4, 6. This is 1, 7 with a lot of possibilities. 2, 3, 4, 6, 4, 5, 6. That's not helpful. Let's try to. I don't know what's going on. We got a plane just like flying around. 8 cannot be. I don't know what's going on. We've got like a airplane just really going everywhere. I don't know. Um, this points to 3, 4, or 5. One of those is being pointed at. We've already got 9, row 9, column 7 being pointed at. We also have row 7, column 5 being pointed. This can't be 5 then, because one of these is 5. We have 9.9 row 1, column 9 being pointed at. So that's 2 sets here. 2 sets here. That's already pointing at these. This 8 is pointing at 1, so that's also accounted for. So we have 2 more arrows here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more. Which cannot point at 10 or above. So we have 9 more. Wait, is that 9 more? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more. 8 more. That's a possibility. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's a lot of possibility. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Yeah, that's a lot of possibilities. What else do we have? We have doublers too. And 9 has to be doubled somewhere. 7 has to be doubled somewhere. Oh. So this has to be 1 and 7 and then something doubled. Which means it has to be 2 or 3 doubled. It cannot be 4 doubled because that would be require a 1 with it to add up to a 9 at most. So this must be 1, 7 with 2 or 3 here. Doubled. That would mean it's column 2 or 3. It's column 4 or column 6. Huh. Okay, so if it's this 3 doubled, it would have to be one of these two, column 6. But that would mean it would have to be with 1, which is not possible because the 1 is with the 8. Or it would have to be 3 with this 3 doubled, which is not possible because we have the 3. So this must be 2 doubled. So this is 1, 2, 7, which eliminates 1, 2, 7 in the rest of the box and column. So no 2 here. No 2 here. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 doubled is 4. So it could be... So it cannot be 2 and 2. It's either... It could be 3 and 2 doubled, or it's 4. So this is 8, 9, and this has to be 3 or 4 here. So one of these two is pointed at, right? 4 plus 2 doubled would be 8. 3 plus 2 doubled is 7, and you can't have 2 plus 2 doubled because that would repeat the 2 in the box. Interesting. So that means this is 2 doubled here. So we do not have another 2 in a doubler. Okay. We have to have 7 in a doubler. We need 1, 3, 4, and 9 in doublers. Okay. So this is guaranteed to have 5 and 6 in it because they cannot be here. So this can't be 5 or 6. This can't be 6. That's interesting. So here we're looking at columns 1 through... Okay, this can't be 3 because of 3 in the row. That's interesting too. Um... If this is 1, it cannot be 1 and 2 because that adds up to 3, which we already have a 3 in that box. 1 and 4 doesn't work because we would add up to 5 because we have 5 in that box. So if it's 1, 1, it has to be 2 there. That's interesting. 2 could work with 2 to add up to 4. That seems fine. Can this be doubler? It could be doubler 1 with 2, and that would be fine. So we're guaranteed 5 and 6 here. Okay, so this we kind of know. So we have one of these is row 9, column 7. One of them is row 8, column 1. The other one is 3 or 4 pointing to column 4 with 2 doubled. This cannot be 4 and 3. Okay, so it could be 2 and 6, row 2, column 6. No, it can't, because this can't be 8. So can this ever be 6 then here? I think the answer is no. 4 and 6 add up to 10, but we already have our 5 doubled, and 6 and 6 obviously doesn't work. So this cannot be 6 because this can no longer be 8 to have this 8 and 1, because we already have 8 and 1 already accounted for. So 2 could be with 2 cannot be with 3 because that would add up to 5 and we already have a 5 in the row. 2 could be with 4 there and that would be 6 and that's fine. 4 and 3 works, adding up to 7. 4 and 4 cannot be the case there. 4 and 2 works, adding up to 6, so that's fine. 6 and 2 can add up to 8. 6 and 3 cannot add up to 9. But we could still have 4, 3. 6 and 4 cannot add up to 10. Okay, so the possibilities are 2. Okay. 2 cannot go to 2 or 3. Hold up. No 2. No 2, 2. No 2, 3. It could be 2 and 4. It cannot be 3 and 4 here. Because if this is 3 and 4... Oh, we kind of have something similar going on here, right? Huh. If we have 2 and 4 here, that would force this to be 6. That's fine. 2 and 6 doesn't work because this can no longer be 8, because 8 with another digit on the arrow would have to be 8 and 1 adding up to 9, but we already have that being pointed at. So 2 and 6 doesn't work. This can't be 3. If we have 4 and 2, that works. That adds up to 6. 4 and 3 does not work because that would eliminate all the possibilities for 3 and 4 here. And 4 and 6 doesn't work because that adds up to 10. 6 and 2 works because 6 and 2 add up to 8. 6 and 3 could work. Ooh. Dang it, that could add up to 9. 6 and 4 does not work, though. So I think we're guaranteed a 3 or 4 here, right? So 2, 4, 4, 2. No 4, 3, but 6, 2. No, this would be 6 and 2. And 6 and 3. So we're not guaranteed a 3 or 4 there. Hmm. So if this is 2, 4 as a pair, that forces this to be 1. So this would be 1 and 1. Um, What about these combinations? Row 2, column 3 does not work. Row 2, column 4 does. Row 2, column 6 does not. And then 3, 6 does work. So that's why this could be 6. Interesting. Huh. So either this is 6, which means this can't be... Huh. So if this is 6, that means this can't be 6, so 6 has to be here. So it has to be row 6. This would be column 6. And you could have 3 and 6 there adding up to 9. Okay. Um, 4 could be here with 3 being here. Five is guaranteed to be one of these two digits. Why can't this... Oh, this one of these is 5, so that's why that can't be 5 there. So again, what are the so this... Okay. So we have... Let's make pink possible ones that are being pointed at. We have 3, row 3, column 4, which is 2 doubled, pointing at there. And row 4, column 4, being possibly pointed at there. 2 and 2 doesn't work. 2 and 3 doesn't work. 2 and 4 does. So that could be possibly pointed at. 2 and 4. Let's make that orange one. So 2 and this is corresponding to that. This is corresponding to one of these. So 2 and 4. 4 and 2. It cannot be 4 and 3 because that would eliminate all possibilities for this cell. 6 and 2. 6 and 3 could work. 6 and 4 could not. Huh. Okay. 3, 4, and 5. I guess we'll mark that yellow. So that corresponds to those 3. This cannot be 2 doubled anymore. So if it matches, it would have to match a 4. Interesting. What about this? Ugh. 2 and 3 doesn't work. 2 and 4 does. Huh. 2 and 6 doesn't work. 3 and 4 does. So 3, row 3, column 4. That's interesting. 3 and 6 does. So I think 3 and 4 actually doesn't work. If this is 3 and 4, obviously it's pointing to row 3, column 4. But 3 cannot be here. Where's 3 in box 6? It has to be here, corresponding with a 2 doubled, which is also pointing to the same thing. So this cannot be that one. But it could be 2, 4, obviously. No 2, 3, no 2, 6. 3 and 6 work. It can't be 3, 4 anyways, because that would eliminate 2 of these possibilities out of these 3, and therefore this would be doubled. So 2, 6. Sorry, 2, 4. 3, 6. Well, it cannot be 4 and 3, because then again, that would eliminate 2 of these possible 3 digits. It cannot be 4 and 4, can't be 4 and 6. So this is interesting. So this is specifically either 2, 4, because it cannot be 2, 3, adding up to 5. And it's 2, 4, or this is 3, 6. If this is 2, 4 here, that forces this to be 6. Therefore, this would have to be 4 and 2 in that situation. Because this couldn't be 2, 4. So it would be pointing to there. If this is not 2, 4, it would be 3 and 6, which would force this to be 2. Okay, so what are the knock-on effects here? Okay. Let's do colors. 2 and 4 here means row 2, column 4 would be that. This would have to be 6. So this could not have a 6 here, and would have to have a 2. And it cannot be 2 and 4 that way, so it would have to be 4 and 2. So that would force that to be 6. So then this would have to be 2 and 4. This would be 3 or 5. It cannot be 5 and 1 adding up to 6 because we have a 6 in that box. So this would be 3 and 1 in that situation. So that would be 4. But we'd have a contradiction because then this would be 4 and 2. Oh, but this could be 2 doubled. No, it cannot be 2 doubled because we have the 2 doubled here. So no, that would be a contradiction. So this cannot be 2 and 4. Therefore, this must be 3 and 6. So this has to be 3 and 6, which forces this not to be 3. It's a 4-5 pair. That means this can't be, this has to be a 2. So this can no longer have 2. It cannot be 4 with 3. So this is guaranteed to be 6. And it has to be 6 and 3. So that points to this as 9. So that means this is pointed at. And this is done. And we have 3 and 6. Oh, wait. No, that's 6 and 3. So that points to 9 and 9 there. So these are both pointed at. And they cannot be doubled because they have to have a 9 in actual value. So this cannot be 9 here. So that means this can't be the corresponding 1 to add up with it. This 9 eliminates 9 here. So that means this can't be the corresponding 7 to point to this cell. So this is 3, which eliminates 3 in the rest of the column and box. So no 3 here, no 6 here. This becomes a 4, 8. Wait. We have a contradiction here. Okay. Oh, it has to be 6. No, because we know this is not 2. Sorry, that is 2. Okay, so we have a contradiction then, if that's the case. 3, 6 cannot be 3, 4. This can't be 2 because of the 2 in the column. Huh. Did we make a mistake? That forces this to be 2. This can't be 3 and 4. That means this is 3 with double 2. So this can't be 3, can't be 2. It's 4 and 6. But that adds up to 10. And we already have the 5 doubled. So that's a contradiction. So therefore, this can't be 3. This has to be 2. Oh, I forgot that it's going to be 2, 6. It cannot be 2, 4, though. No, it can't be 2, 6. Oh. Because this has to be 5 with the 7. Let's try it. I'm pretty sure this is failing, though. This is guaranteed 2 here. This can't be 3, 2. Can't be 2, 3. This can't be 2, period. So this is 4. I mean, this kind of works, but not really. 1. This has to be 1 and 1, being pointed at the 2. This can't be 4. This can't be 4. 5 and 2 and 4 point to 6. So row 2. So that makes 6 there. 4 and 2 points to 6. So this can't be 6 anymore. So this can't be 5 and 1. It has to be 3 and 1. But then that would be 4 if that's the case. And we have a contradiction. Where did I mess up here? Hmm. Hmm. Do I just start it back at the beginning and see where I possibly made a mistake? Ugh. I don't know if I mean, I don't know if... this is annoying. Okay. This can't be 5 or 6 because of 5 or 6 there. I might have to restart and then try to figure out where I went wrong. Ah, that's annoying. Okay. 2. This can't be 3. This could be 4. No 5 in either of these spots, so 5 could be there. Um... Huh. Well, yeah, we didn't rule that out. So 6 could be here. 7, which means this is not pointed at. Okay, so maybe we also need something where you can't point to it. I don't even know. 8. And we're already using so many colors, though. 9. You could have 5 doubled, which gives you 10. 11 cannot be gained as a value. We only have doubler. 12. No 13. 14. No 15. 16. No 17. 18 would have to be 9 doubled, so that's not possible. So again, the value on an arrow, the row value is the start, so this cannot be 16 doubled. Or 16, which is 8 doubled. These can't be 14 in value, so they cannot be doubled. They cannot be pointed at. So what can be pointed at, I guess? Well, maybe we should... I guess I'll make orange the ones that can be pointed at, and everything else is not orange. So this could be pointed at. This cannot be 12 in value, so that doesn't work. This can't be 12 in value. That can't work. This can't be 10 in value. That doesn't work. Cannot be 12 in value. Can't be 12 or 10 in value for the rows. No 10 in value. 9 eliminates 9 as a possibility there. 9 eliminates 9 as a possibility there. Nine has to be pointed at. And the... How did I make that blue? I don't know. It's weird. I don't know why I made this blue. This is orange. So one of them has 9 on the arrow. This one also has 9 on the arrow. That means in row 9 or column 9, we have to have a singleton. And... Sorry, it has to have a doubler. So if we had a doubler here, there is no possibility for 9 to be pointed at by another one. So this cannot be pointed at. This has to be pointed at and is a doubler. So it's 5 doubled, which eliminates 0, or sorry, 10 being pointed at. So the other one must be here, which is 8 doubled. So this is a doubler here. That means doublers cannot be here. No doubler here, no doubler here, no doubler here, and no doubler here. Since this can't be doubled, it cannot also be the target. This can't be 8. Oh, when it can't be 4 doubled either because of the no doublers are possible. So this can't be 8. So that's still the case. 8 has to be in one of these spots. And it must be with 1. Because those are the only places where they can be. So 8 has to be with 1 here, which means this cannot be 1 and 9, which means this must be 1 and 9. So it's row 1, column 9 here. And this must be then row 9. So this is 9 with column 7 here. So this is 9 and 7. We have to have another 7 here. So that's 1, 7. That means 7 cannot be here. There's no other 7 available here because this can't be 8. This can't be 9, so that can't work for 7. And then everything else is doubled of something, which we already have a doubler in that column. This can't be 8 in value. This could be actually pointed at. This cannot. It would have to add up to 7, which 5 can't be doubled. This has to add up to 8 if that's the case. This cannot be 9 because of 9 in the row, and these would have to have a doubler in them. But this would be 10 doubled, which is 5. 5 doubled, which is 10, which doesn't work because we already have a 5 doubled. This can't be doubled. This can't be doubled. This would have to be 8 doubled. This can't be doubled. And this is 8 here. So it has to be this doubled. So this is 12, and it's doubled as a 6. Which means none of these can be doubled. No doubled here. No doubled here. Oh, maybe I eliminated something too quickly. Yeah, I might have eliminated this too quickly. This could be 3. No, this can't be doubled. So never mind, it can't be 6. That can't be doubled. So it cannot be pointed to. It cannot be 6 in value. It can't be a 6 by itself. Can't be 3 doubled because of no doubling ability there. This can't be doubled 6, so that's not possible anymore. 7 cannot be here. We have 7 and this is 9 and 7 here. This must be row 7, which means one of these is 7. And then column 5. So this can't be 5 or 7 here. Because that 5 eliminates 5 as a possibility there. So 5 is guaranteed here. Where is 7 in box 9? Cannot be. So this is 8 and 1 in some order. This is again 2 through 6 here. We have a guaranteed doubler here. Seven cannot be here or here because of 7 in the rows. Can't be here because of 7 in the columns. So 7 has to be here. That leaves the remaining digits as 1 through 6. This can't be 1 because of 1 in the row. This can't be 5 because of 5 in the row. No 5 here because of 5 in the column. This must be 1 and 8 in some combination. Remaining digits in column 9. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8, and 9. 9 obviously can't be any of these. If we have 8 here, it can only be 1 with that 8, which would eliminate 1 and 8 as a possibility here, so this cannot be 8. This can't be 3 because of 3 in the row. So because this can't be 8 and 3, 8 has to be here. So 8 is one of these digits, and it must be with 1 here. So if we had, this is again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No 5 though. 7 can no longer appear on an arrow. So this can't be 7. 8 cannot longer appear with an arrow because we have 8 and 1 being pointed at. So row 8, column 1, which forces this to be a 9 and is not a doubler. So this is pointed at and is a 9. One of those two is doubled. One of these has to be doubled. So this is guaranteed to be 1, which means this cannot be 1 here. So this has, where's the 1 in box 9? It has to be here. So this cannot be 2 and 1. It could be 3, 1, 4, 1. This can't be 7 in value. So that can't be 7. So this cannot be 6 and 1. This can't be 6 because of 6 in the row. Remaining digits in row 8 can no longer be part of an arrow as the base. Because it would have to be pointing to this cell, which is not possible. So 8 can't be here, 8 can't be here, so 8's one of these. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. This can't be 5 because of 5 has to be with the 7 here. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5 because no 8. This can't be 3 because of 3 in the column. 8 could be there. In fact, one of these is guaranteed to be 8. That's interesting. So this is 8 here with 1. That means we need a doubler here as the column. 4 doubled, again, would have to have 8, but would have to be with 1. And this can't be 1 anymore. There's no more 1s available here. This can no longer be 8 because that would force this to be 1 to be pointed at, and we're already pointing at that, so this cannot be 8. Huh. How did I lose? Oh, this because I had to have 5, 3 or 4 here, right? That's why this couldn't be 5 or 6. So we have to have something doubled. If we have 4 doubled, it would have to be with 1, but the 1 is already here. So that doesn't work. So it's 2 or 3 doubled. Here. 3 doubled would mean that's here or here. And it would have to be 1 and 3 doubled, which can't work because we have a 1 guaranteed here. And 3 or 3 doubled, which is not possible. So this can't be 3 doubled. This is 1, 2, and 7. Okay, so that's still the same. So 2 doubled is 4. 9 can no longer be on an arrow. So 2 is here, which means this can't be 2. Can you have 6 with 2 doubled? No, that adds up to 10. And we already have 5 doubled. So this cannot be 6. And we still get the same thing. So this has to be a 5-6 pair, which eliminates 5 and 6 in the rest of the column. No 5 or 6. None of these can be 2. That means 2 has to be one of these two. Shoot. Still the same problem then. 4 and 3 eliminate all possibilities for that. So it cannot be 4 and 4. So this can't be 4. This is 2 or 3. Three, 2 and 3 doesn't work. Because 2 and 3 would have to add up to 5. So this can never be 3 here. So this is 4 or 6. And again, it could be 2, 4, adding up to 6. 3 and 6 work, I guess. But the problem is that forces it to be 4, 5. That's 2. Um, and then this 3 would force 3 to be here. Which means this couldn't be 3. Shoot. We have the same problem. Am I missing something here? Two and 2 obviously doesn't work. 2 and 3 doesn't work. 2 and 6 doesn't work. 4 and 6 doesn't work. 6 and 6 doesn't work, so this can't be 6. 2 and 4 does work, adding up to 6. This can't be 3 and 2 here. This can't be 3 and 2. Ugh. This is 2 doubled. This is annoying. So this must contain 2 or 6, guaranteed. Because this cannot be 2 or 6. We're guaranteed a 5, 6 pair here. So 5 has to be one of these two. Hmm. No 3 here because of 3 in the row. Two and 2 doesn't work. They are duplicates in the same column. 2 and 3 doesn't work because that adds up to 5 here, which we already have a 5. 2 and 4 does work with 6 being there. 4 and 2 works with this being 6 there. 4 and 3 does not work because that eliminates all possibilities for that cell. So if it's 4 and 4 doesn't work, obviously 6 and 2 works. Oh, wait. Why can't this be 2? Oh, it can't be 2, 6. Oh, keeps running into that same problem. Wait, why can't this be... because this is 3 and 6, that forces this to be 2. Dang it. That's annoying. That's really annoying. Yeah, I might have to stop this because I'm just running into... I keep running in circles here. This sucks. Oh, that's interesting. One of these is 8. It can't be doubled. The other one has to be a doubler. So this is either 1, 8, or we have a doubler here. Okay, let's take a look at what the remaining digits in row 8 have to be. 1, no 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Obviously, so this can't be 1 or 7. These can't be 8. This can't be 6 here. These can't be 5. Interesting. So this would have to be 8 or 3 or 4 doubled. I mean, that is possible. So this is guaranteed to be 8 or it's 3 or 4 doubled because you can't have 8 and it being doubled. So that means it's 8 with 3 or 4. If you have 3 doubled, this could not be 3. So it could not be 3 and 6. So I think this would have to be 1 period no matter what, right? If this is 3 doubled, one of these two is pointed at. And it can't be 3 with 3 doubled, as we showed with the problem here. But this one can have a 1. So 1 with 3 doubled works fine. 1 with 4 doubled works fine. And then 1 with 8 works fine. Because that's 1 with 4 doubled also. So this has to be 1. This cannot be 5 or 6 because, okay. Well, this can't be 5 or 6 because of the 5 or 6 being doubled. So we actually have a guaranteed, we know what these are. This is 1, 3, 4, 7. It cannot have 6. It cannot have 5 because the 5 has to be with the 7 to form a coordinated arrow to point to that cell. And this is 8 and then 3 or 4 doubled. So 3 cannot be here doubled because that's not 3. Well, we have a 1, 3, 4, 7, 8 quadruplet or quintuplet, which eliminates 1, 3, 4, 7, 8 in the rest of the row. So this can't be 3. This is 2. This can't be 3 or 4. It's 5. This can't be 2, 3, 4, or 5. It's 6. That eliminates 6 from being here. This is 2. This can't be 6. This is 4. This is 2 and 4. That makes this 3. So we're guaranteed a 2 here. So this cannot be 2 here. Okay, this can't be 3 here or 3 here. No 3 here. So we're guaranteed a 5 has to be... So this is 5 and 1, which points to 6. Row 5, column 1, pointing to 6. So that's pointed at. Which means this cannot be anything. And... actually, it's pointed at, but we don't know... Oh! That's why I messed up. 3 doubled. 3 can be doubled. Okay. Okay. So this is pointed at, and it's 3 or 6. We don't know which. That's where I messed up. Okay. So this is 5 and 1 being pointed at. This cannot be 6. 4 cannot point to 3 because of the problems here. That would eliminate all the 2 of the possibilities for the 3 cells, which would mean two digits can only fill 3 cells, which is not possible. So it has to have a 2 here. Cannot be 2 and 3, so it must be 2 and 4. Cannot be 2 and 4, it's 4 and 2. There we go. So this is pointing at this cell. This cell, so this must be pointed at also. So this is 3 and 6 as a pair. There we go. And this must be 3 doubled. Since this is 3 doubled, this cannot be 3 doubled, so it has to be 4 doubled here, which eliminates 4 in the rest of the box and the row. So this is 1, 3, 7 here. This can't be 2, so this is 4 and 8. So this must be 5, 9, and 2. So this must be 4 doubled or 8, which means that's being pointed to. So these are no longer orange. They are pointed at. One of these doubled, one of them is not. So the rest of the box Cannot have a doubler. So, where is the double? Well, we don't know. Never mind. This is pointed at, and it has to be 9. That's where I made the mistake. Okay, that's good to know. So this can't be 4. This has to be 3, and this can't be 3. It's 4, 5, 6, which means this can't be 4. This is 1. No 1 or 4 here. This is 3, 7 as a pair. This must be 3 and row 3, column 4. So row 3, column 4, which is pointed at, which must be a 7. So this cannot be 7 here, so this can no longer be pointed at. So this can't be 7. This can't be 5 then. No 7, 5 here. Where is the 7, 5 as a pair pointing to this cell? It must be here. So this is 7 and 5. So that's already pointing there. So this is done. 4 and 2. And 2 and 4. So this is pointed at. And it's not 3 doubled, so it has to be a 6. So that's 6. Because the 3 doubled is already here. We have 2 and 4 being pointed at, 5 and 1 being pointed at. And 4 and 2. So 4 and 2. 2 and 4. Okay. So 4 eliminates 4 from being there. And we can't have 2 doubled, so this is no longer possibly be pointed at. We have a 3 guaranteed here with 2. So row 3, column 2. So this is pointed at and must be 5. Okay. We have 6 here, 6 here. Okay. So this is 3 with pointing at column 4. So that's pointed at there. This is 1. We can only have 1 and 3 or 1 and 1. So either of those work. So this is not doubled, though. These cannot be doubled because they must be the value. This can't be doubled. This can't be doubled because it's only pointing at one of these two. Because we have 1 pointing at 8 already. This couldn't be 8 and 1 anyways. So this is not doubled, which means this must be doubled. So this is doubled, which means it can never be pointed at. So this is doubler, which means none of these are doubled. So these cannot be doubled, which means these can't be this can't be pointed at. So doubler is one of these 3. Okay. Okay, remaining digits in row 9 are 3 and 6. So that means, where's 3 and 6 in column 3? Cannot be here because of the 3, 6 pairs in the box. Can't be here because of 6 in the row. So this must be 6, which means this cannot be pointed at. So this cannot be 3 and 1. It has to be 1 and 1. It couldn't be 3 and 1 anyways because they would have to be there. So this is 1 and 1. So this is 1 and 1, which means it cannot be doubled. It's a 2, which means it's pointed at also. So this is 2. This is 6. We have remaining digits in column 8 are 6 and 8. This can't be 6, so that 6 eliminates 8, 6 here, so it's 8 and 6. Okay. Where is the 1 in row 1? Can't be here because of 1's in the boxes. These are filled, so this must be 1 here. That means 1 can't be here, 1 can't be here. Where is 1 in column 1? It's one of these 2. Okay. Um, 1 and 1.2. So this is done. 4 and 2. So 4, 2 is done. 2 and 4, 5 and 1 are done. This one with 4 doubled or 8 is done. All of these are essentially done. So we just have this one left. Okay. Remaining digits in row 1, we have 3, 4, 7, 8. Can't have 7 here because of 7 in the box. So this is 3, 4, 8 as a triplet, which eliminates 3, 4, 8 in the rest of the rows. This can't be 3, that's 7, which makes that 3. That means remaining digits in row 2 are 4, 7, 9. So this cannot be 7 or 9 because of 7 and 9 in the column. So this is 4, which eliminates 4 being there. So this cannot be pointed to. This can't be 4. This can't be 8. And it cannot be doubled. So, and this has to be 2 and 9. So this cannot be pointed at either. This can't be 8. That leaves 8 remaining in column, the row 3. Remaining digits in column 1 are 1 and 5. So 1 and 5 here, 1 and 5 here. This 5 eliminates 5 here. So this is 2, which makes this 5. Remaining digits here. We have 1, 2, 3. Okay, so of the ones we have available, it could be row 4, row 5, or row 6. It cannot be 6 here, so this is 4 or 5. And then it's column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, or column 5. So this is 1 through 5 here. Interesting. Let's not do this one yet, because we just want to double check those. Can you have a doubler there? It's kind of the question, right? No. So can you have 4 and 4 anywhere? It would all have to be this one. And it would have to be 4 with 2 doubled, but we already have the 2 doubled here. Oh, so this can't be 2 doubled, it's 9 doubled. So that's 9 doubled with 2. These cannot be doubled. So one of these 3 is doubled. Interesting. One of these 2 is doubled. So this is 9 doubled. 4 is one of these doubled, so this cannot be doubler here. Which means, where is the doubler in column 1? It must be here. So this must be doubler and is 3. That makes this 6 and not doubled. So this is doubler here, which means this cannot be doubler here. So one of these 2 is doubled, so this cannot be 2 and 3. So this is 4 or 5. So that means it cannot be pointing here, because that would be 4 and 4. It's row 4 or row 5, so this can't be pointed at. So it's one of these. So it could be row 4, column 1, row 4, column 3, row 4, column 5. It can never be column 4 here. Okay, so this must be 7 or 9 doubled here. So it cannot be 9 doubled because we have the 9 doubled. So 7 doubled, 9 doubled, 5 doubled, 2 doubled, 6 doubled, 8 doubled, 4 doubled, 3 doubled. This must be 1 doubled. So that means this cannot be 1. This is then 3 and 2. So one of these is 1 doubled. This cannot be 2 or 3. So that means it's column 1 or column 5, which forces this to be a 4. We have a 1-5 pair also in row 6, which eliminates 1 and 5 in the rest of the row. This 4 eliminates 4 here, so this is 8. That's a contradiction. Wait, how did I do that? Because it had to be 1. Don't like. Frig. Shoot. Well, this 2 also eliminates 2 here, so this has to be then 1 and 9, pointing to there. So that's 3 and 2. No 2 or 3. Shoot. That means this can't be 5. This is 4, which makes that 8, but this can't. This is 3, 4, and 8. Ah! Where did I mess up again? Is it this part? Maybe. Ah, that's horrible. Dang it. I'm so close too. This is awful. This is awful. How did I mess this up? Uh, that's annoying. Oh, it doesn't have to be. It could be one. It has to be 1 doubled. Okay. It has to be 1 doubled. Right. There we go. Okay, so this is not 4. Because then this is 3, which eliminates 3 here. This is 4, 8 as a pair, which eliminates 4 in the rest of the column. So this must be 5 and 1 doubled. Right. So 5 and 1 doubled is 2. So that means this is 7 and is pointed at, which means all the other oranges are incorrect. And this is pointed at and is 7. So this is 7. We can remove that. We can remove this. So no longer pointed at anywhere. This 1 eliminates 1 here, so it's 5, which makes that 1. This is doubled, so this cannot be doubled here. So this must be doubled here. There we go. Okay. I'm back on track. This is 9. Oh, that scared me. Anyways, none of these could be 5. Where is 5? In box 6. It has to be here. This must be 2 doubled, so this cannot be 2. This is 3 and 2 then. This can't be 3 and 2. This can't be 1 anymore. So this is 7. 7 eliminates 7 here, so it's 9 and 7. The 9 is not doubled. The 7 has to be doubled here. which means this cannot be doubled here, which means this must be doubled here. This is doubled, so this is 4. This is 8. 6 eliminates 6 here, so it's 3 and 6. So let's just double check. We have 1 and 1. So these are all the doublers here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 1 and 1 pointing at 2, which is the sum of these. 4 and 2. So row 4, column 2 is pointing at 6, which is the sum of those. 3 and 4, 2 doubled is 4. That means 7. Row 3, column 4 is 7. This 7 eliminates 7 here, so this is 1 and 8, which makes this 9 and 7. So this is done. 5 with 1 doubled is 2. So that adds up to 7. Row 5, column 2. Yeah, I guess we can remove all the reds. Okay, so let's... let's just double check these, just to make sure. Okay, 1 and 1 point to 2. 4 and 2, row 4, column 2, points to 6. Row 3, column 4, which is 2 doubled, points to 7. Row 5, column 2, which is 1 doubled, points to 7. Row 8, column 1, points to a 9. Row 9, column 7, points to 16, which is 8 doubled. Row 1, column 8, points to a 9, which is 4 doubled. 4 doubled is 8. That's the reason why. Row 3, column 2, points to 5. Row 3, column 2. Row 1, column 9, points to 10, which is 5 doubled. Row 7, column 5, points to 12, which is 6 doubled. Row 5, column 1, points to 6, which is 3 doubled. And row 2, column 4, points to 6, which is 6. So those are all the arrows, and then everything else we should be able to do by normal Sudoku. Okay, now let's do the normal Sudoku. We have remaining digit here is an 8 in column 2. We have what? 2? 2, 4, and 9 remaining in column 3. This can't be 2 or 9 because of 2 or 9 in the column, so this is 4. This can't be 4 or 9, so that's 2, which makes this 9. Remaining digits in row 5 are 2, no, not 2, 7 and 8. 7 cannot be here because of 7 in the column, so this is 8, that's 7. Remaining digits in row 5 are 2, 4, and 6. 2 cannot be here, and 6 can't be here, so that's 4, which makes that 6 and 2. 6 eliminates 6 here, so it's 4. Remaining digits in row 6 are 3 and 6. This can't be 6 because of 6 in the column, so that's 3, that's 6. This can't be 3 or 4, it's 8, which makes this 4, which makes that 8, which makes that 4, and therefore this is 3. Oh boy. Yeah. Had some bad assumptions in there somewhere. What were the major bad assumptions that I made? This one, because I forgot about the doubling. That was pretty bad. This one, because I forgot about the doubling also. And I think that was really it. Those were the two major mistakes, because I forgot about the doubling in some aspect. Huh. Okay, so next time, basically do a better job of keeping track of the doubling possibilities. Yeah. Ah, okay. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this solve, even though I was making these egregious errors. Sometimes you do that. To err is human. And I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.